Welcome back to Pathfinder, where we are continuing on our excursion through the events of the first movie. More specifically, the bit where they burst into the building to rescue Morpheus.
Goody!
Alright.
And yeah, I can't move on unless I select a new ability.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What if I want to save my points to get a better weapon later on? Nope, can't do that. You have to buy something or get out.
Ha!
Brilliant.
It's like those arsehole shop owners. Anyway, more rain. And more badly
More scenes from the movie.
from the movie.
Badly compressed.
Badly compressed, badly lit. It's bad all around.
Again, I don't understand, Shine. The PS2 is perfectly capable of playing FMV.
Because I can barely.
I wish I was watching The Mask.
Which
Which-
one?
The first one, obviously.
No, I'm talking. Well, that's the thing too. Remember, there's two movies called. There's The Mask, and then there's just Mask, which is this movie about this kid who was born with a really large deformed head.
Wasn't there also a cartoon called The Mask, which was an acronym?
Yes,
it was like
and
a
Rob
G.I.
Paulson.
Joe.
Yes, the Mask cartoon. It was Rob Paulson played Stanley Ipkiss.
No, it was called MASK. It was like an acronym, it was like a G.I. Joe repo.
Oh, that. I don't think I'm.
Kill
That-
Morpheus. He tricked us.
Hmm.
If you would have told us the truth, we would have told you to shove that red pill right up your ass.
You know, he kind of has a point there.
Yeah, it's sad that the villain who gets killed off halfway through gives the best performance in the movie. Well, other than Hugo Weaving.
Which one will be up to you?
Guns. Lots of guns.
Alright.
No one has ever done anything like this.
That's why it's going to work.
What kind of logic is that?
It's logic. Cause shut up.
Is
Nobody has ever done this before, and that's why it's gonna work. What?
Oh, and now the part where they kill civilians.
Well, to be fair, they're shooting at the guards are shooting at them as well. So
Well, remember, Dwibs, by all accounts, we're still killing civilians.
alright.
You know, Pedro, it's sad when Conquer's Bad Fur Day made the sequence so much better to play.
Yeah, not just that, but the flips animations look so awkward.
Bang, 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 bang. Yeah, basically we're on a bit of a time limit as well. We've got to get through these missions before Morpheus is blipping health at the top right.
God, I've never seen so much action in a game be so boring.
If it goes red, that means we fail. So we gotta do this on the quick fast.
Alright.
Is that it?
Nope. You just had to ask, didn't you, Trinity? You always tempt fate in movies, even in this case, video games. And yeah, we gotta kill the guy with the headset because he's the commander.
Okay.
I don't even. Bang, 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 bang.
Then I love also the sound effect for when the bullets shoot like a solid object. It sounds like glass.
Nice hit, Neo.
Yeah, camera. Okay. Well, that's oh, for fuck's sake. More.
Because why not? Also, grenade.
Yeah.
Cool, slow mo.
No. Just no.
You know what I really appreciate about shooters?
Hmm.
Do
They're
tell.
fast. How fast-paced they can be. this does have a fast pace, but it also feels slow.
Depends on which shooter you're talking about. There are a lot of shooters that actually have a little slower pace, and that can work. It just depends on how they tie in with each other.
I don't even.
You know, one thing I actually do like is shooters like War for Cybertron, where there's actually a scene where you can choose to either try and solve puzzles so that you can get through security systems without alerting the troops. Heck, you even get different dialogue depending on what you do. I mean, you can choose to do that, or just charge in guns blazing.
I know this is off topic, but I have to keep myself awake somehow. Guess what? You've heard of that? Up until recently, I thought it was a Microsoft IP. You've heard of Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood?
Yeah, I know it's coming on the PS4 as well, and I'm surprised as well because I actually thought it was.
The heck is that game?
I was under the impression it was a Microsoft IP.
But apparently no.
What game is that?
It's a platformer about a kid trying to save his brother with a painting brush, some sort.
Epic Mickey?
Kinda, yeah.
I mean,
but apparently, from what I've heard, it's actually pretty good. It's kind of become this cult thing. It even got re-released on the Xbox One, and now it's released on the PS4. So I'm assuming it does have an audience.
Anyway, more. Okay, since I have a little bit of an issue with this. Since this mission is linked, really, I wish this gives you the choice of whether you want to bother getting this menu to upgrade stuff or just continue on with the mission. Since this is like I said, since it's linked.
I have a question.
We have to go back here and do stuff. Yes.
I have a question. Why are some of the upgrade descriptions in fucking gibberish? Because I saw some of them, those who were.
Because it's the Matrix.
But how are you supposed to know what you're buying if you can't read it?
It's the Matrix.
I'm not sure it's a good excuse, Dwibs.
No.
I mean, even in Quantum Break, I can actually read what I'm about to buy.
I'm trying to think Wachowski here. This part's long enough as it is. I need to think of something to help lighten things up. Hell, I think I even do one of my speed up music tricks in this part. Although what track I use, I can't really remember.
There is no spoon.
Only Zool.
Every time someone says Zool, why do I keep thinking of Zardoz?
You know, anyone who hasn't seen
The
the movie...
gun is good.
You know,
the penis is evil.
You know, anyone who hasn't seen the original movie is kind of going to be confused by the context of why they did that.
My guess is we're making this for the... But see, Jova, we're making this game for the fans, not the critics.
Honestly, even as someone who's seen the movie, a lot of how this game actually presents its scenes are confusing.
Yeah, the editing is all over the place.
Like, seriously, sometimes they do cutscenes ahead of time, other times they do them in line with the gameplay, and then other times they just skip integral scenes which leave you wondering, wait, how did they manage that?
Oh.
Only human.
And, I'll just let you absorb the power before I just shoot you. So, this is the bit where we can dodge bullets. You use L1 and circle while standing still, and that's how you evade the bullets.
We have to take out that agent.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I'm kicking the shit out of him, but he doesn't take any damage.
So you need to throw it off the building?
Well, remember, in the movie, it's Trinity who kills him by shooting him. So I'm assuming we just have to survive.
I don't know.
I've played this game, but I don't remember.
It's really unclear. Like I said, I tried punching him, but his health doesn't go down.
What the heck happened?
There has to even the game says there has to be another way. It doesn't even tell me.
Also, gonna love how the enemy has grab moves, but you don't.
It's just basically saying figure it out yourself, you dipshit. I mean, it has to be fair. It's a game. Kind of supposed to work things out, but not when it's this fake, surely.
Sorry, Dwibs, you cannot buy a hint since you have no hint.
Look at that, goods just lying around that you can pick up. The Matrix
got
must
me
be feeling
imagining-
generous.
You got me imagining level 5 making a Matrix game.
No, please.
I'm imagining them probably making a Matrix parody in Yokai Watch. Aside from that, no.
Yeah, that'll be something. A Keanu Reeves yokai.
As Jibanyan is Neo.
Well, remember, Dwibs, one of the primary characters from Yokai Watch 3 are fucking Mulder and Scully of all characters. So
Yeah, I just
everything's game.
realised, if that third Yokai Watch movie ever gets a Western release,
It's already been confirmed. Yes, it's in the works.
I'd imagine that they'd have to reshoot the
Live action scenes.
I talk about the third
Yeah.
movie. Like I've said, Dwibs, they're just gonna dub the whole movie.
Dubbing live action tends to be.
You guys are so weird talking about this.
Oh, I know
so
that it happens
normality
a
in my
lot in
country.
stuff like Power Rangers. It's just Power Rangers.
No, Job, it's the fact that in my country is used to dub everything anyway, so
Yeah.
we're not really
Live action
picky in
dubs are
terms of
pretty
what-
common outside of America, so to us it's not weird.
Well,
we're
yeah,
not
I know
Italy or
that.
Portugal.
Yeah.
Well, too
So
bad.
what? So what? It doesn't make me a special snowflake.
Round here, dubbing live action stuff, it just seems rather silly.
Yeah, not to mention that it's really, really, really notable when the lip flaps
Yet
just do
you're
not fit.
picky when you want to see when stuff gets not dubbed in English from Japanese, whatever.
Well, I mean,
There's a difference though. There's cartoons, there's live action.
yeah, I
There's
see where
still a visual media that's presented to you. I don't get what's the difference.
where Dwibs is coming from is like, oh, animation is a lot more easier to actually make work with the dubbing. I mean, yes, there are some cases where there are lip flaps, but they're not as notable because the footage is a lot more easier to sometimes manipulate if need be. With live action, though, it's also a case of the voice is definitely not fitting. Like, you know, there are a lot of cases with that, and the lip flaps are incredibly notable to the point where it can be jarring, and that can mess with the enjoyment of a film.
That reminds me, actually, too. I have to show. We have a new trailer for the fourth movie. I'll have to show you after this.
Oh,
yeah,
wait,
the
wait, wait,
agent-
wait.
and the
Wait, there's a
agent's back
fourth
alive.
Yokai Watch movie?
The fourth Yokai Watch movie, and it's looking pretty interesting because it's completely different from anything they've made before. Like, I'm amazed how there's.
Well, considering what the third movie was, he's saying that it was completely different. He's saying a lot.
I know, like, it's. I find it amazing how Level 5 doesn't even come close to even playing safe with these movies. Every movie is a completely different beast.
So is the fourth one gonna be another anthology?
No, it's going to take place in the distant
Yeah, this,
past when yokai were much scarier than they are in the
I
current
should
time.
explain this.
Wait,
Fair
This fight was really dragging and really dull, so that was a bit where I sped up and I put Pokemon music over it.
So
Nice.
wait, you just need to wait for Neo to say shoot the agent, and she just it kills him.
Yeah, I guess. And now we've got the helicopter.
I love how
attacking
you had
us.
to stand around for the objective to update.
Yeah, well, we could just shoot down that helicopter with our machine gun.
Of
If
course.
if it didn't work in Uncharted 2, it's not going to work here.
Yeah.
And the helicopter's gone.
Yeah, there, it'll come
Considering
back.
this is the Matrix, we could have just asked them to download into their brains what the mechanics of an helicopter is, so we could find a weak spot to
Hell,
exploit.
Trinity does it later.
Hmm.
Huh.
Well, no, she does it for learning how to pilot an helicopter. I'm saying how to know what it looks like, so we can find like the fuel tank to hit for maximum damage.
And the agent's back again.
You know, you're not Agent Smith, you know. You can't just regenerate like that.
Well, we're only 14 minutes in. There's like 24 minutes left. How are we gonna fill in? How are we gonna generate enough conversation?
Lamp shading it doesn't help Dwibs anyway. So.
There you go, Jova. There's you can check the thumbnail to see. That's how Jibanyan apparently looked like in the distant past, and Koma-san looks much more like his original folklore self.
That's weird. I mean, didn't we already have a Yokai Watch plot that took place in the past, and how was
Oh,
this?
yeah, yeah.
The creation
But it
of
was,
the
but it was only 50 years ago. Now that we're going back even further.
I know, it's just, it seems a bit weird because the girl on the left is dressed in a bit,
Not to mention, what happened here was, in the first movie, the main characters from the show travel to the past. And here, the main characters of the show are not involved at all. This is a completely different cast of characters from, like,
Oh, I know
centuries
that, I
ago or
know that,
something.
I know that. What I'm saying is like, well, the girl on the left seems to be dressed in an outfit that looks a little too, not the
keep in
right
mind, Joe,
era.
I'm guessing from what I can see from the trailers, there's no subtitles, so I cannot really. For all I know, maybe I'm wrong with what I'm saying. It's just that I'm just piecing together what I can from the footage.
I know. I'm just making my own observations. It looks interesting, though. I'm surprised that they're already doing the
I'm
fourth
amazed
one.
how every one of these movies is a completely different beast.
I'm just amazed that they are already doing 4 in such a short amount of time.
Well, it's a movie per year, Joe.
True. And the fact
The
that
original plan, fun fact, the original plan with Eternal Diva was also to do that, a Leighton movie per year. But considering
sadly Eternal Diva didn't do as well
Eternal
as
Diva
they'd
sadly didn't do no, basically what you. But now we're gonna have an anime, so there's still hope.
hoped. Oh yeah, that's right, done by the same people who brought us the Ace Attorney anime game.
Yeah, but Level 5 is the one handling the writing and stuff like that.
Pew,
I'm just surprised.
pew.
I'm actually surprised. Isn't it A1 Pictures doing it?
Yes, A1 Pictures, the same people who
Which
did the
makes
Ace
sense.
Attorney
Since
anime.
they did the cutscenes for Leighton's Mystery Journey, so that makes.
Bang, 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 bang.
Are they still over? Oh, and the agent is back again.
Yeah, the fight's gonna keep going for a while.
Okay, there needs to be some specific command that as Neo triggers the one insta-kill move from Trinity.
Yeah, there's still one. Sorry, there's still no news on whether or not it's going to be an adaptation of the Herschel saga or it's going to be like a parallel to the new Leighton series. We'll have to wait and see.
Or something that fills in the gaps entirely.
Probably, we'll see. Oh my god, this is so boring.
But at least Morpheus is not dying immediately.
Like I care.
But imagine having to do this over and over, considering he may be dying quickly.
I don't think the rooftop scene was even this long in the original movie.
No, it
it
wasn't.
was just a single agent and then the helicopter.
But this is a video game, so it's an excuse to draw it out.
You know, in Sonic Adventure on the Dreamcast, I point to stuff like Speed Highway, where you're going all across the city, doing different
Up
set
and down and
pieces.
all around.
Yes, literally. I mean, you're going for a roller coaster of a highway, you're running down a skyscraper, you're being chased by Robotnik police. Like, you're doing all these different things in a huge city area. Why can't they do something like that with this? In fact, you know, shouldn't there actually be a scene where you do run down the side of a skyscraper given what Neo can do?
You know, well, actually, Joe, over that one, if they ever made another original story Matrix game, I'd actually be all for that.
Yeah. Again, though.
Maybe not playing as Neo, because Neo has all the interests of a brick, but maybe as like an original character or something. I mean, hell, they've been going on about rebooting the Matrix series, so why not just start there?
I would not object to that.
Because again, some people are saying, "Oh, the Matrix is flawless," and well, I mean, yeah, I like the first film too. But let's not pretend that the first film didn't have problems. Most of the humans are about as interesting as a brick. The morality of humans versus machines really works. I mean, half the machines have more personality half the machines have more personality than the humans. Some of the effects haven't aged all that well.
Here we go.
Some of the dialogue is pretentious.
So let me get this straight. You showed us the actual clip from the movie, and now you're doing it again, but with the game graphics. Why?
Neo, what was up with your crotch there?
Wait! Come on! You didn't even say dodge this.
Why even bother?
Come on! Hell! They even have the dialogue exactly right. She didn't even say dodge this.
There's so much wrong with this. And this is just based off of the first movie. This section of the game.
It's that kind of stuff when the writer is trying to be witty, but it just comes across as try too hard. Kind of like that
Also,
scene in
the frame rate.
kind of like that scene in Final Fantasy 13 where the soldiers are surrounding our heroes, and then Lightning's like, nice gun.
Well, you
Get it?
know,
'Cause
wait.
it's witty.
Well, you know, maybe the writers who were adapting this messed up. Oh wait, no, the Wachowskis were involved in writing this.
Yeah, the
In
Wachowskis
fact-
wrote this themselves.
In fact,
Trinity's under attack. Quick, we only got 30 seconds to reach you.
Not just wrote, but they directed
yeah,
the game.
yeah. So they're literally botching up their own creation here.
Not that it was that good to begin with. but,
And fuck.
like I've said various times before, the first Matrix is basically a poor man's.
That'd be funny if the movie went like that, you know, Neo just felt his death. And they'd have to find a new one.
And by that I mean the original 1985 masterpiece, not the shitty live action.
There we go, we're done.
Otherwise, we don't even have to reach the helicopter.
Yeah. And now we get to a turret section.
Yeah.
A turret section, my favorite.
Unless it's Final Fantasy 15, I'm not gonna care.
Plenty of games have done turret sections that are good. I'm guessing this is not one of them.
It's just, well, I mean, there is some.
To be fair, turret sections are kind of easy to get right. I mean,
And they're all pretty much.
I say that to the right to our retribution.
They're all pretty much the same. You know, you just aim and fire.
So how did they
Where
screw
you
them up
burn.
here?
Fire.
See, like, again, we always see if the operator in from the first one was back.
Downloading now.
I love that the finger just slowly moves towards the keyboard instead of pressing the button.
Yeah, because it's not like time is of the essence here.
Alright, so who do you need to gun down?
So yeah, as like I said, it can overheat as well. So
Standard chain gun rules in video game.
Why would you make a turret that's supposed to overheat, though? Normally, the appeal of turrets is that, you know...
No, Java, most of turrets in video games overheat. Also, gotta love how Morpheus' life is back to green.
this doesn't look nearly as fun as when we're gunning for that mission in GTA Vice City. No more pigeon shit in my god, eh, Tommy?
defeat enemies to build focus. Wow, it's not like I've been doing that throughout the entire game.
So you have enough focus now.
So what does building focus do for you during these turret sections?
Slow down time, I guess.
So we're slowing down time to make the shooting section
Also,
easy.
can you notice the fact that you're moving the turret while Neo is not even holding the commands? Those two
Wow.
are the thing that Neo is supposed to hold in order to move it.
Also,
Don't you see, Theo? It's not frame rate dropping, it's the Matrix slowdown.
Fire, fire, fire.
wow. You know, the
Also,
section...
they felt the need to have that fire extinguisher near you. That's important to see.
Also, I love how some of the times, even though you're blatantly hitting stuff with the target reticle, it's not registering your hits sometimes.
That's because you can barely see anything.
I mean, I get we're in a helicopter and we're away from the building, but they kind of look a little bit like ants.
Like, wow, you actually screwed up a turret section. My god.
This is like one of the
Congratulations.
easiest things to get right.
That's
And yes,
like-
I know
that's
what you
like-
said too, but that game is like one of the... That game,
What you say?
that game was made by retards. Granted, this
Yeah.
game was also made by retards, but...
Oh yeah, right to
That's
hell
sad.
retribution. You know what's funny? There are actually some reports that at some point that game was on discount for over 100%.
Before Steam pulled it out, I
Yeah,
guess.
apparently there was at some point where they tried paying people to purchase it off of Steam.
like that matters. What is in the internet? Because on the internet stays on the internet. You can just...
No,
What do you-
I was just referring to what Jova said. I know
Yeah.
the fact that.
What do you expect from the same developers of Pimp My Ride?
I love that show.
I hate the video game though.
I actually remember seeing not a kind of small review of it in one of the PlayStation magazine I was buying at the time, and they gave it like a 3 out of 10.
Why would you even make a video game Pimp My Ride?
You were.
Well, there is potential with in a sense of the customization, everything you need to build the perfect combination of elements in a car, customizing it where you want, sharing your results with friends. With new technology, it can be doable. The problem is that the video game barely does any of that. It's mostly QTEs.
Hell, apparently the developers of the sequel to the Pimp My Ride game, Pimp My Ride Street Racing, was from the developers of the Final Fantasy X-2 HD remaster.
Oh, Chinese guys, fantastic.
Wait, that's actually the name of the company?
Virtuos. No.
They're a Chinese company.
Yeah,
Jova.
Virtual Studios. They've done the remaster for the HD remaster for the Final Fantasy X duology, Final Fantasy 12 Zodiac Age, Heavy Rain.
It's weird because reports say that the Zodiac Age remaster is actually really good. So I wonder what happened with 10 and 10-2.
Well, the 10 and 10-2 ones are serviceable. They're not exactly, they're not like filling to the brim with new content or huge improvements or anything like that.
I mean, to be fair, they're remasters.
They're still technically the best way to play the game.
I mean,
Obviously.
where
If
people
anything, because we get to hear the music with an orchestra.
I mean,
Or the fact that Tidus actually starts to move faster instead of just jumping on the moon with each step.
I mean,
Well, if it makes you feel any better, Teo, the PC version of the 10 and 10 remaster has boosters like speed up, that's the usual stuff that Square has been doing lately.
I mean, were people actually disappointed that remasters didn't have much new stuff? Because, well, they're remasters, You're pretty much getting what you're paying for with it.
Some people, Java, still have misconceptions when they think that remasters automatically equals remake.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah,
you
I
see, you
know.
see, you see, you see. The problem is that some remakes literally have a term remaster, like DuckTales Remastered is a remake, yet they call it remastered. It's
Yeah.
like,
It's
yeah.
like it's kind of a different thing. Like, for example, some people might go to the Zodiac Age remaster and the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5 remasters. The problem is that the new content in those collections was already available in the final mix PS2
Japanese
edition.
version,
Yeah, in Japan. Technically, it's not new content. It's just content. It's just that they base the remasters on the final mix Japan exclusive versions.
It doesn't help that Square Enix themselves presented 1.5 and 2.5 to America as remakes.
Also, Dwibs, you gotta love how Morpheus live bar is flashing on one corner, but it's perfectly fine in the other.
Oh look, we're going to recreate the scene from the movie in the game's graphics, even though it doesn't look nearly as good. Anyway, Joe,
I guess one's meant to be his mental state, the other's his actual health.
it's not so much that they.
Good.
It's not Jova. It's not so much that they advertise them as remakes. It's more so that they advertise the final mix stuff as new content, even though technically it isn't.
I know. That's what I was referring to, because, by them saying it's all this new content, they're essentially saying, hey guys, these are remakes.
Now, to comparison, the .hack GU collection that is coming out by the time of this recording, soon enough on PS4 and PC, while it still does have the features of the original ones, it actually has new content in terms of the boosters and an actual new extra episode. And it's the first time Europeans actually managed to play it properly, so technically there is new stuff.
You know what's really weird about 1.5 and 2.5 before they came over to America is that they're essentially like Pepsi Man, in that for some reason they're in English only but have Japanese subtitles.
That's because, Jove, the Japanese, for some reason, really like to play these games with English voices.
Oh, here we go. Finally.
I'm guessing it's because of Disney, because I'm guessing Japanese are used to Disney characters.
Well, it's not just with Kingdom Hearts. I mean, Japanese players like to play a lot of games in English.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys. I think the
We say Morpheus, Dwibs.
yes, we do. Hang on, let's wait for the movie file to load. There we go.
No,
Wouldn't it-
no, I
It
don't.
took-
Whoa,
it
whoa,
took-
whoa, whoa,
wait,
whoa,
wait,
whoa.
it took that long just to load this.
What a load.
So we skipped to them rescuing Morpheus, only then to skip ahead and then come back, and now we're back to the
And now
Oracle
we're back
seed.
here. Yeah,
And I
you
think
know, why not
and
just make your own cutscenes?
It's not so much that Dwibs. Movie files like these don't require loading because they're literally movie files being played on a player. What I'm guessing they did, because a lot of games do this, is they loaded the actual level, but before the level starts, you see these cutscenes, and if you skip them, you go straight to the level. You know, I'm guessing that's what happened. In fact,
Okay.
let's see if there's any loading right after this.
If there is, then that's. Oh, no, I don't think there is.
I forgot if I already asked this question in the movies or in one of the
Yeah,
previous
there you go.
parts.
See, hold on too. See, notice how there was no loading after the FMV. That's because you saw in the loading was actually this level, not the cutscene itself. Go ahead.
No, I forgot what I asked this question in the movies or in one of the previous parts of the games, but now that I think about it,
Yes.
the Matrix can turn any person who is tied to who has their original body tied to the machine's cultures, things, into an agent at will.
Yes.
Why couldn't they just turn Neo into an agent before he
Oh,
was
that-
contacted by Morpheus?
Because
That's,
he's
I
the
mean,
chosen
he's
one?
supposedly the one.
My guess is, my guess is they can't just do that nilly-willy. I don't know. Even if they could, and even if they could, what they would do after that? They can't just have an agent be in Neo's body forever.
Speaking of which, so it's
I
established.
wonder.
Speaking of which, it's established that agents can take over anyone's body. Correct.
Yeah.
So, what made Agent Smith the virus of them all?
He was played by Hugo Weaving, and he wanted to be a star of the show.
Like, okay, the only thing that's different is that he can apparently make copies of himself, but okay, what's to imply that the other agents can't do that?
So yeah, we get to do scene from the movie where Neo and Smith are fighting.
Finally, something that's actually properly translated from the movie.
So do you actually have to beat it, or it's just an endurance round?
No, well, but we punch him. I guess we have to get him to the.
Remember
train track
to,
like in the
yeah,
movie.
it's like in the movie. We're supposed to get him to be hit by the train. Anyway, how sad is it that the best Matrix game is Indigo Prophecy?
I'm not quite sure. I mean, I feel like there's definitely a game that's actually done stuff like The Matrix, but better while also being
Payne?
legit good.
Max Payne had bullet time.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
And at a comic book style. Exciting.
In fact, I kind of wish we were playing Indigo Prophecy. It looks better than this, and it's more entertaining.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2.
What the hell?
What the?
The heat detection in this game.
Yeah, you know,
We're
it's
still
kinda
getting
sad that
tutorials.
Shiny have practically learned. Well, I guess they learned a little, but not much from the other game.
Oh my god, he looks like he's just flailing when he does that with nothing to dodge.
Mm. Punch, 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 punch.
In the meantime, I keep doing my quest of trying to get the platinum for instance I have in Dark Horse.
So-
I'm only missing one trophy.
So Dwibs, Pedro, Tio,
Mm-hmm.
how is anyone who has not seen the movie supposed to know that you're supposed to kick Smith into the train area?
Again, I've already explained this to you, Jova. We're making the game for the fans, not the critics.
No, seriously, because remember, we have to remember, at this point, The Matrix had a fan base that was actually beyond movies, to the point where some of the fans who got the game got this before seeing the movie, so I have to ask, how is someone who's not seen the movies supposed to know to kick him there?
I don't know, Jova. I don't know, Joe, but The Matrix was incredibly prevalent in pulp culture still at this point. I mean, are you sure? I mean, I don't think anyone who hasn't seen the movies would buy this game.
Besides Jova, the game kind of gives you the hint with the announcer stating on the train, and the fact that you're not actually defeating, so you're just trying to think outside the, trying at least to think. Yeah, very good. That's, I guess, your cue.
Look around.
Maybe. The problem is, like, well, there's not much indication that you can throw him there. I mean, yeah, it's a good thing to experiment. The problem is, like, well, every time you try and punch or kick him towards that, he just keeps coming back, and, well, it feels like that's you failing. Like, what, can you also fall in there, too?
Well, the train track seems to be the only thing different in the room, so yeah.
I guess, in a way, it could have been told better. And he's still going. Oh, look!
Basically,
And he can even get out.
you gotta get the agent on the.
There we go.
Yeah, you have to get him on the track when the train comes.
And then he
into it.
cartoonishly gets knocked off the track and back onto
Well,
the floor.
Jova, this is a Warner Bros. Franchise, so...
Yeah, of course it's gonna be a little bit cartoon.
But wait, he comes back.
Don't you just love it when a fight scene is entirely pointless?
Just
These
in-
punching sequences...
So not only do you have to...
Thanks for that close-up. That was totally necessary.
So you have to lure him there just so you can mimic the movie. You know, just to say, there are a few movie tie-in games where you can actually do stuff differently, and the game will actually lampshade that.
True, like in almost every single Lord of the Rings game, you can actually have the option to save Boromir.
Yeah, like, why not do something like that? I mean, considering the fact that they've already added in scenes to the first movie
And
for the
to be
sake
honest,
of
this game,
tutorials.
by its own definition, defines itself as not canon anyway, so...
Yeah.
Run,
So what
run.
now, Dwibs?
We run around as fast as we can with a gingerbread man.
Also, why is there rubble everywhere? I don't recall a scene where he had to run through a crumbling rubble in the subways.
Was the train station in really such a poor condition?
I'm pretty sure it was not in the movie.
Please help me.
Oh,
What the heck?
You don't belong here. You must leave.
Where was this in the movie?
Yeah, basically, because you can't fit most of the, because if we just did if we did just the movie, stuff wouldn't really fit. They decided to add stuff. I mean, that's not a bad idea in and of itself.
The problem is the
problem is the stuff
execution.
that they add is
What the fuck?
not that exciting.
Also, it doesn't really make much sense in the narrative of the cutscenes. Like, why is there all of a sudden this creepy scene where there's this guy saying, "You don't belong here"? Like, why doesn't he belong here?
The
Pedro,
Wachowskis are really big fans of the Saw
I
movie.
fear we activated a trap from Metal Gear.
But these cutscenes are shorter,
But they don't make a lick of sense. They're painful.
implying that Metal Gear makes sense half the time.
Metal Gear
No,
makes
yeah,
its
that
own
makes sense
weird
within
sense.
within the context of its own universe.
Yeah.
So back to the
And that was
back
the
to
end of the
the-
level?
the level continues in the next part, but Atman principles.
So let me get this straight. You bothered to have the players mimic how that fight goes in the movie, only to follow it up with a scene that is clearly not from the movie.
Well, I think the scene after that was just Neo running away, and I guess it wouldn't make for a good level, but
But they seriously ended with him running away into a creepy section that I think is supposed to intrigue the player or something. I have no idea.
yeah, well, hey, it's not really intrigued us, so if that's what it was going to go for, then it hasn't really worked. Anyway, join us in the next part where we continue through the mindfuck.
Okay.
See ya.